What's a secret that could tear your entire family apart?
Uncle molested like everyone. I mean, he's in a prison now, so I guess it already did that. The real secret is that everyone on the family swept it under the rug and protected him while the kids were getting, and then when this uncle was in the hot seat with the law, the family excommunicated the only person brave enough to come forward, the guy's own daughter.
A couple of years ago, my family and I met up with my parents/grandma/siblings and their families at a big beach house in North Myrtle Beach for family vacation. I had gotten really into my ancestry and was doing all kinds of research on top, doing the little DNA kits and all that stuff. These ancestry services link you to folks who you share common ancestry with, so as your fourth cousin. Yada yada. I was sharing some fun harmless findings with my dad, oldest brother, and grandma out on the deck, and then I bring up how I thought it was odd that 3 of my cousins born to my dad's older brother were popping up as my second or third cousins. The middle daughter in that trio had her ancestry stuff done through the same service as me, so her profile was linked to mine immediately. So I say, why does H show up as a 2ND/3RD cousin if she's my first cousin? Uncle B's daughters should be my first cousins. Grandma gets up without a word and walks into the house and right to her room. My oldest brother and dad share a look between each other where I could tell they were both on the same wavelength about something I was oblivious to, and my dad says, well, I guess that answers that question. My oldest brother, who is 11 years older than me and is from my dad's first marriage, lets me in on the family rumor that had been circulating long before I was born. When my late grandfather was overseas serving in the Korean War, it is alleged that my grandma, who was still just my grandpa's girlfriend at the time, got pregnant with Uncle B by another man. Some ex from her high school days whose name my dad seemed to remember being brought up in arguments between his parents when he was a kid. My grandpa came home from the war, they got married immediately, and I guess the math of when Uncle B was born and when my grandpa came home lined up just enough to make it believable that Uncle B was indeed my grandpa's firstborn son. But Uncle B looks nothing like my dad and the other 2 brothers. He's short and has a different look to him, whereas my dad and his younger brothers are all tall behemoths of men whom resemble each other and their dad. I never thought of it before, but now when I look at photos I can't help but notice just how different Uncle B appears in comparison. My ancestry discovery and my grandmother's reaction to it basically gave that rumor steady legs to stand on. And we have not spoken about it since that night. Only my dad, brother and I 100% know. And at this point we see no reason to bring it to light. Edit. In addition, my cousin H has her ancestry profile set to private, so I can't see her tree, but if she did her DNA/ancestry thing too, I'm sure she has discovered the truth as well. So I'm assuming at least she knows as well that her dad has a different dad than my grandpa.
They tried for years to convince me my father was the scum of the earth, horrible, evil person. They were actually the problem, and he's a great guy. Nice try, Aunt Lisa.
My grandmother is really my aunt.
I ain't all that straight.